Hello and welcome to Prepspot. In this video we are going to know about a significant current affairs topic that has major implications for social justice, affirmative action, and the socio-economic landscape of India, the recent decision by the Supreme Court of India to grant Scheduled Caste (SC) status to the Khatik community. This development, announced in early 2025, has generated widespread discussion across media outlets, academic circles, and within the communities directly affected. The Khatik community, traditionally associated with specific occupational roles and historically marginalized in social and economic spheres, has long sought recognition under the Indian Constitution's provisions for scheduled castes, which are designed to ensure representation, safeguard against caste-based discrimination, and provide access to affirmative action benefits such as reservations in educational institutions, government employment, and other welfare schemes. This news is particularly significant because the Supreme Court's decision represents a major judicial endorsement of the community's claim to SC status, thereby opening the door for a range of socio-economic benefits that were previously inaccessible. For competitive exam aspirants, understanding this decision requires familiarity with several key concepts and terminologies. The term scheduled caste refers to castes listed under the Constitution of India, specifically in Article 341, which mandates that the state provide these groups with special protection and opportunities to uplift their social and economic status. The Khatik community's inclusion under this category is intended to address historical injustices and provide a mechanism for empowerment through state-sponsored affirmative action. The origins of this long-pending issue can be traced back decades when the Khatik community, which has a substantial presence in many parts of India, began demanding recognition as a scheduled caste. Historically, the community has faced systemic discrimination and economic deprivation, largely due to its traditional occupation and the social stigma associated with it. Over the years, various community leaders, social reformers, and political representatives have pushed for legal recognition to ensure that the community could access the benefits intended for marginalized groups. This demand eventually culminated in a legal challenge that reached the apex court. After a series of hearings, expert testimonies, and comprehensive examinations of both historical and contemporary evidence, the Supreme Court delivered its verdict in early 2025, affirming that the Khatik community indeed meets the criteria for SC status. This decision is based on extensive documentation of the community's socio-economic conditions, its historical background, and the continuing challenges it faces in terms of discrimination and underrepresentation. In terms of figures and data, while exact population numbers can vary regionally, it is estimated that the Khatik community constitutes a significant portion of the population in several states, including Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh, and Rajasthan. These states have historically recorded high levels of poverty and lower indices of educational and economic development among the Khatik community. The numerical data supporting the community's claim include statistics on literacy rates, income levels, and employment figures that demonstrate a consistent pattern of disadvantage when compared to other social groups. Moreover, the legal arguments presented included detailed socio-economic surveys and historical records, all of which underscored the need for affirmative action measures to bridge the gap between the Khatik community and more privileged sections of society. From a technical standpoint, this decision by the Supreme Court involved several layers of legal and constitutional interpretation. The court examined the definitions provided under the Indian Constitution, particularly focusing on Article 341, which lays out the criteria for recognizing scheduled castes. Legal experts argued that the socio-economic conditions of the Khatik community, coupled with historical practices of discrimination and social exclusion, warranted their inclusion under this category. The court's analysis also involved reviewing prior judgments and comparing the status of similar communities that had already been granted SC status. This meticulous approach not only validated the community's claim but also set a precedent for how such cases should be evaluated in the future. For those preparing for competitive exams, it is important to understand these judicial processes, the significance of constitutional provisions, and the role of empirical data in influencing legal decisions. Furthermore, this landmark decision is also significant from the perspective of policy and governance. The inclusion of the Khatik community under the SC category will have far-reaching implications for public policy, particularly in the areas of education, employment, and social welfare. With this new status, the community will be eligible for a host of benefits, including reserved seats in government institutions, special scholarships, and targeted economic development programs. These measures are intended to foster greater social equity and promote the overall development of historically marginalized groups. Additionally, this decision may prompt a re-evaluation of the criteria used to determine SC status, potentially impacting other communities that are similarly disadvantaged but have not yet been recognized under the Constitution. The timeline for this decision is also a critical aspect to consider. The legal battle for SC status for the Khatik community has been ongoing for several years, with the community filing petitions and seeking intervention from various judicial bodies. The Supreme Court's verdict in early 2025 is the culmination of this prolonged process and reflects the judiciary's evolving approach to social justice issues. In competitive exam scenarios, understanding the historical timeline, from the initial demand for recognition to the final court ruling, is essential for contextualizing this development within the broader framework of India's socio-political evolution. Moreover, the impact of this decision extends beyond the Khatik community and is likely to influence broader socio-economic policies in India. The move is seen as a step towards addressing systemic inequities and ensuring that all marginalized communities receive the support and opportunities they deserve. This decision also has a significant cultural dimension, as it challenges long-standing social hierarchies and promotes a more inclusive understanding of citizenship and social rights. By granting SC status to the Khatik community, the Supreme Court has reaffirmed the importance of equality and non-discrimination as enshrined in the Constitution of India. In terms of key persons and sources, the Supreme Court's decision was delivered by a bench of senior judges, whose names are prominently recorded in the official judgment. The case was supported by numerous affidavits, socio-economic studies, and expert testimonies from renowned sociologists and economists. Prominent leaders from the Khatik community, along with social activists and political representatives, played a crucial role in advocating for this change. Their efforts, documented in various media reports and official statements, have been instrumental in shaping public opinion and pushing for judicial intervention. Reliable sources for this information include official press releases from the Supreme Court, reports from leading newspapers like The Hindu and Times of India, and analyses from think tanks specializing in social justice and affirmative action. For competitive exam aspirants, this topic encompasses multiple dimensions: legal, socio-economic, historical, and political. You should be familiar with the definitions of key terms such as scheduled caste, affirmative action, and social justice. Understanding the numerical data, such as population statistics and socio-economic indicators, is crucial for answering questions related to the impact of SC status on development outcomes. Additionally, knowledge of the legal processes involved, the relevant constitutional provisions, and the historical context of caste-based discrimination in India will provide a robust foundation for exam responses. The case of the Khatik community is a prime example of how judicial decisions can drive policy reforms and social change, and it underscores the dynamic interplay between law, society, and governance. In conclusion, the Supreme Court of India's decision to grant SC status to the Khatik community is a landmark event that holds profound implications for social justice, public policy, and the overall development of historically marginalized groups in India. This decision not only addresses long-standing grievances and paves the way for enhanced socio-economic benefits for the community but also sets an important legal precedent for similar cases in the future. For competitive exam aspirants, this topic provides a comprehensive case study that spans constitutional law, socio-economic development, and judicial processes. By understanding the intricate details, from the historical origins and technical legal analysis to the broader implications for policy and society, you will be well equipped to answer complex questions on current affairs. Answer this question in comments. The correct answer will be given heart and pinned. Lastly, we just want to let you know that we are a newly emerging online platform for competitive exams. Creating educational explainer videos like these requires a lot of effort, money, and time. If you like these videos and want us to excel and create videos in all categories of competitive exams, then you can consider supporting us with a one-time donation through the Ko-fi platform and also by becoming a member through Patreon. This will help us create more such informative educational videos in the competitive exams space. So, one last time, subscribe and share this channel with all your friends who are preparing for competitive exams. And also, follow us on social media platforms. The links are given in the About section of the channel and also in the video description. So, see you in the next video.